Pettiford measurements come back from the NBA Combine, he's not 5'11", like Bruce had said on the show. He's not 5'11 and a half, but he's not 6'1" either. He slides in there at a nice little 6 foot, 6.5, with a really good wingspan. Official measurements, 6 foot and a quarter inch, barefoot. A little more with shoes on. 168 pounds, 6.5 wingspan, and an 8 foot standing reach. So the wingspan is good. The height is sort of borderline.
Everything's under the NBA average.
But it checks the box of we can't take this guy because he's not under 6 feet. By the way, he plays a lot taller. A lot of people don't, you don't see it, but his explosion, like his athleticism, has he done his vertical yet?
I'm sure he has.
I did not see that number.
Yeah. I'm just saying he can play bigger than 6 feet. So I think the 6 feet number, by him just getting there with no shoes on, I think it keeps him in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, across the board, he's going to be under the averages, but you knew he was under the averages. I think, checking the box on 6 feet or under 6 feet was the big question there. It's a quarter of an inch. I mean, that's not a lot, but it's weird to say how much that quarter of an inch is going to matter for him in the minds of these NBA people. They just don't draft guys that are under 6 feet. I mean, it's just the way the league has worked.
I think he can be tremendous. I still don't think he goes in the first round, though.
Jack writes in and says, guy had a lot of dunks for a guy his size on breakaways, had great jumps with that shooting ability, and with his standing reach, it's more than Reed Shepherd, Rob Dillingham, and others that he names here, including Mark Sears. I saw a Bleacher Report plugging in the names from the lottery last night, and Tahaad Pettiford didn't go in the first or the second round, according to the Bleacher Report. Now,
yeah, he'll go in the second round. I feel really, really good about that. First round,
no Mark Sears either, by the way.
Don't see it. I don't think Sears is going to get drafted.
Yeah, he had Janai Broom, this guy at the Bleacher Report, 33rd to Charlotte. Had Philon 36 to Brooklyn. Had Yax from UAB, Lindenborg, 27th, first round guy.
Wow, good for him.
First round guy to Brooklyn.
I mean, I'm looking at one evaluation here. They've got Mark Sears, the 39th guard.
Woo.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a size thing.
Yeah.
That is a size thing. And just put that in perspective, where's Philon and Pettiford? On this, Pettiford is the 18th guard and Philon is the 22nd guard.
Yeah. I mean, that's in not drafted territory.
That is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So your gut tells you.
I think Pettiford will get drafted. I think Philon will get drafted, but I think it's back half of the second round, and those guys can make more.
Yeah. I don't know what Philon will do. I think Pettiford comes back.
I hope both come back.
Yeah. It would be smart for Pettiford to come back, in my opinion.
I don't think he will.
Despite it being a nice little half inch or to an inch taller than I thought.
Yeah. I mean, I just wonder, and I don't know this because I've never been an NBA scout. I know some scouts. I guess I should have asked them. But you've probably watched him and like, God, I wish I knew how big this kid was. Like, because he's borderline, right? And as a scout, you've probably watched him do a lot of things and like, yeah, but he ain't 6 foot, so I'm wasting my time here.
Yeah.
So you wonder now that I watch him through a prism of knowing he's tall enough to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
By a quarter of an inch.
I would say it's nothing that you can't do with that height offensively. It's can you do it against guys defensively who are taller? Right? And we saw Alabama's guards have a huge problem with tall guards, tall defenders, anytime throughout the year, including Duke in the NCAA tournament.
Well, I guess the question I'm asking, Jim, is you're single and you got a new girl that moves into school or work and you want to date her, but you think she's attached and you find out, oh no, she broke up with her boyfriend. She's on the market now. You think about her totally differently now, don't you?
Yep.
And that's my point with Pettiford is if I'm a scout, I'll look at him maybe a bit differently, knowing that he at least checks the height box. I didn't know that before when I was sitting here at Auburn watching him play against Arkansas and Alabama and Tennessee and everybody else they played. I didn't know if he checked the height box.
Would it blow you guys away if Grant Nelson sneaks in the back half of the second round?
I think he's more draftable than Sears.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I think he's more draftable than Janai.
Do you have that like Ford or strong Ford or whatever list you were just looking at for guards?
Well, I've got best overall Grant Nelson 71st, and he is the 20th best forward available.
Wow.
But I mean, at 6'11", like if he can put it all together, we've seen him put it all together in 40 minutes here and there. It's not consistent across the board. But if you think you can get, what is a weakness? Like he's got handle, he can shoot it. He's athletic, like he's got length. I mean, I don't know where there's really a negative when it comes to Nelson, outside of the consistency.
Yeah, Nelson feels like a good 4-minute a game role player guy, right, for an NBA team, and he can play the position. He is size-wise big enough to play the position he's going to have to play in the NBA. The problem with Sears is with his size, he's got to be a point guard and he's got to be Jalen Brunson. Fair?
Yeah, and Jalen Brunson's just tremendous.
Well,
now,
he is. But you get
2.5 inches tall.
Now, Brunson.
But my point with Sears is you can't play him at the 2 at that size.
No,
not in the NBA.
Impossible.
And as good a shooter as he is, you'd kind of like to play him at the 2. You'd like to give him the Steph Curry treatment. Well, Steph's 3 or 4 inches taller than him. But you just can't do that with Sears.